Hey, all the girls out there that have ever had your heart broken before. Um, I'm gonna tell you my situation. Have any of you girls ever gone through what is it called? Heartbreak? Well, what I went through was I dated this boy and he broke my heart. I let him back in, he broke my heart again, and now he's trying to get back in and I'm pushing him away. Something similar to that. I got a story, but let's go. You guys gotta hear it. But okay, so it started off in summer school, 2011. I had summer school and I had math class, and this really cute boy kept looking at me, and he kept making eye contact, and he finally came over and he's like, "What's your name?" And I told him, and I thought he was like the cutest thing, and then it turns out he had a girlfriend. And I told him, I was like, "Why do you flirt with me if you have a girlfriend?" He goes, "Oh, well, I don't really have a girlfriend. I didn't know what that I knew what it meant, but I knew he was lying, so I stayed away from him." And he added me on Facebook, and it was the last day of summer school, and he said bye, and I hope we see each other again, and we did, cause he actually messaged me on Facebook around August and said, "I broke up with my girlfriend, she cheated on me," and all this other stuff, and I felt bad, so I was there for him, and he wanted me to hang out, so I went over to his house and thought he was sweet, and that's when he kissed me and all this other stuff, and I felt loved by him. I don't know why, but just something about him makes me hooked on to him. And then um until everything, or no, August 21st, he asked me out and everything was all fine. Till I found out about his ex-girlfriend. He said she was psycho and all this other stuff, which I didn't really believe. I wanted to see what the other side of the story was. So I got a Twitter account and I actually started talking to her. And I told him that I was talking to her, and he flipped out and said, she's psycho, stay away." And the dad told me to stay away, and the mom, and all this other stuff, and I was just wondering why. So I met up with her and a girl named Lexi at Linfield. Anya and Lexi, I met them up at Linfield. Told Justin, the heartbreaker kid, I told Justin I was meeting her there. And he flipped out. And he came, showed up in his car with his best friend Tyler, and I started walking towards him, and Justin went to Anya, and I was like, "Hey," because we were dating. I was like, "Hey, come here," and Anya was crying and everything, and then he just totally went to her and said, "Give me a minute, I'm talking," and I was like, "Okay," and then the next second I know, he got up and he's like, "I can't do this anymore. I'm still in love with my ex-girlfriend, blah blah this and that, and goodbye," and all this other stuff, and they were blowing kisses to each other, and then when he left, he acted like it was nothing, and I was sitting there crying. He didn't care. It was just weird. Anya comforted me, and I wasn't really I was pissed at her. I wanted to beat her up, not to be weird or anything, but honestly, I did want to, because I thought she had did everything, and she, well, I mean, she was there for me, and she's like, "Let's go hang out at the mall the next day," and so we did, and we took pictures at the mall and everything, and we went shopping, and then the next day we went to the mall again, and actually her and Lexi video called or called him or something like that, and he said he was gonna kill himself and stuff. I don't know, this boy's crazy, but he told her he was gonna kill himself, and then she called him 100 times, and then they hung up, and then he called back, and we were dropping Lexi off at Barnes and Noble, and he called, and Anya's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay," and I was like, "Well, we're taking you home. Your mom said we have to take you home," and she's like, "No," and she stayed. So we hid out in the parking lot, and we watched everything happen, and sure enough, we see Justin and his Camaro pull up, and he started honking the horn or whatever. I don't even remember, but we were in the car from a distance watching, and I guess I just saw him moving around, and we called Anya's mom, and then she came, and he took off. Justin and Tyler took off inside Barnes and Noble, and they were freaked out, you can tell, and we started yelling, and then I mean, I don't know, he came outside, and Anya was all crying, and she's like, "You're not gonna get away with anything," and she went and she hit him. I mean, I would have hit him too, but she hit him so hard. I mean, I felt bad. I wanted to stop her, but I was just he kind of deserves it for how he treated her. I didn't know he did other stuff, and I didn't know about, which is why she has, I guess, I don't know if I should say it, but it's called a restraining order. which I'm probably going to get on him, and which everybody should. But she had one on him, and she was getting it on him because she hated him, which everybody hates him, which everybody should. But then a few days later, after that incident, he like started messaging me saying how sorry he was and how much he couldn't live without me and all this other stuff. I was wondering why. I didn't respond, and he had sent like 30 messages. Haley, talk to me, and all this other stuff. I finally met up with him and his mom somewhere, and we had a talk. And he told me that he's like, "You're so beautiful. I would never want to let you go. I love you so much, and you're my everything." So I took him back, and September 21st, he asked me out again, and then he asked me to homecoming, and we went to homecoming. And it was actually pretty fun, which homecoming was on October 1st. And it was amazing because I no guy's ever taken me to a school dance. It was my first one, and I loved it. And I don't know, I started getting more and more attached to Justin. Then he would always play around with me and be like, "Oh, I hate you. Oh, I'm going to break up with you. Oh, I'm going to do this, this, and that." And I would just be like, "Why?" And I would cry and cry and cry because I would worry if he would leave me or not. That was my worst thing, is if he would leave me. And I don't know, he would just sit there and be like, "No, I'm just kidding, you're so beautiful, why would I ever want to leave you?" And I'd just like, okay. So like every time he said, "I hate you, I'm gonna leave you," I just sat there and I just ignored that text message. And he'd show up the next day like nothing happened. And then I was just like, okay, this kid's bipolar, which was really weird. But I tried to handle it, but I can't really handle bipolar people. I mean, if you are, it's totally cool, but I can't date you. It's really weird. And he does have a drug problem. I've tried to help him in that, and he got through rehab, and I will do everything to help him off those drugs, but I just couldn't because he pushed me away too far. Me and my mom tried to help him, and he was always like, "Yay, I love how you guys put me in rehab," all this other stuff. And he got dropped out of school because of just other stuff. He couldn't go to school anymore. He's so behind on all his work. And then we were all happy that we were together and stuff, and then he just kept saying, because he has to go to court for the horse training order thing, so he kept saying, "Well, I'm going to dump you." And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Before the court date, I'm going to dump you." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." And the court date was like November 7th, I think. And he kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to dump you, I'm going to dump you, this, and that." And I was like, "I know you're not." And he actually did. He actually said he wanted to take a break. And during that break, he was flirting with other girls. And every time I would try and talk to a guy on my Facebook, he would flip out. Every time I wouldn't answer my phone, he'd be like, "Where were you? Where were you?" And then, like, he would randomly show up at my house. And it's just really weird. Like, you don't do that to a girl. And he kept breaking my heart. And I've cried numerous times over this boy. And I hated it so much. I don't know. And, like, now that I'm broken up and away from him, I mean, I'm detaching from him slowly, but like, I still want him. I don't know what it is about him, but I still want him. And, like, I know I can't have him. I don't want him, but I do. Like, I don't know. It's going to take time for me to get over him, but I know I will. I'll find someone out there that actually cares about me and likes me and the fun me. But if any of you girls have any boy problems, you can talk to me. And I'll help you out. Because I don't know if mine's pretty bad, but I'll let you guys go, but you guys are all beautiful. Boys are stupid. I mean, we don't need boys right now, but I mean, I kind of want a boy right now, but I don't know. If you guys ever want to talk, just hit me up, and I'm here for any of you girls that need help. But me, Anya, and Lexi, and Mary, and Savannah will always be together, and we will never let him back in, and we will always kick Justin's ass. So girls, hit me up. I'll let you know who this kid is, so you save a heartbreak, because you don't want to be broken from this kid, because you'll want to, like, go destroy him. That's how I feel. But anyway, hit me up, and I'll help you guys out. See you later.